What's up? Black men can't let their confidence drop even when they fail. You still have to have belief in yourself, really, in almost every aspect of life, even when you fail, especially as a black man, because I think that I've seen a lot of us fail and not do good at something and then just quit. I have a bad habit of just quitting if if I don't feel right, if something ain't going right, if it's too hard. I used to have a bad habit of that, and I'm still getting over that. But one thing I had to understand is life can change like that. And when you understand that, you can kind of have confidence in where you want to go and who you want to be and the lifestyle that you want. And I think that one thing we just really have to understand is what does it really mean to be confident and how do you really gain confidence? And I think as a black man, what that really means is trying and not giving up. And when I used to, be in high school and stuff and just different things in life where I didn't work hard, my confidence will always be low. One thing we also have to just understand is that when you're lazy at something, that breeds you being a doubtful person and a person who doesn't really have a lot of belief in yourself. When you practice, when you go through, when you're very repetitious about something, you do it over and over again, and you're very prepared and you're ready, and you know you did what you were supposed to do, and you tried and you put effort in. That's what builds confidence. That's what allows you to, be at ease with yourself. A lot of the times with me growing up, I was never at ease. And I remember there's plenty of times that I seen the kids who did really good in school, the kids who actually tried, or they were just super smart. They never stressed about school. They never stressed about a lot about school. But the guys like me who were super lazy and didn't care, I would barely pass, but I would be stressed out so much because I would never really try, and I just had to try just enough so I can barely pass. So that put me in a high stress state a lot throughout school because I didn't put in any effort because I was too lazy. And you have to be able to look at when you did something bad or you did something wrong in life because you have to self reflect and learn from those mistakes. No matter how many times you make those mistakes, you have to be able to learn from them. And I'm just at a place where I see that a lot. I've seen that a lot where a lot of black men give up on themselves. And when you think about it, a lot of times people treat us like we're just, we're low performers. We're never gonna really do that much. But it's also a thing that's been planted in there for us to not believe in ourselves. There's so many dudes I've seen growing up who were smart and intelligent and they got a lot of potential, not just in sports, but just mentally. They were, mentally sharp and smart, but because they didn't feel like they could do that, they went to the streets. They went to, another route in life where they wanted to be accepted by these group of men or these thugs, or they wanted to be accepted by a group of men rather than go into a life where it was actually beneficial for them. And you see that a lot, man. You see a lot of men trade in their intelligence and their smarts to just be accepted by people. And I think that I'm not no guy that's, super intelligent, super smart, but I do have a passion and desire for things and I'll go towards things and I'm willing to get good at things I think that I'm really passionate about. But also I got work I need to do. I got things I have to get better at. And I think it's important for me to be honest because I don't want to lie to myself. I really don't want to lie to myself. And even when I talk to, people around me, if I'm in a bad place in life, I know it. And, I don't try to lie to myself. And I think the the first thing we need to do when it comes to getting better is understanding that we gotta live in reality about stuff. If you're not doing what you're supposed to do, then that's your fault, and that's up to you to change that. you know? And I think that the real change doesn't happen when I'm thinking about it, doesn't happen when I'm talking about it. It happens when I actually do something about it, right? But the whole thing that I'm trying to emphasize in this whole video is keep a high level of confidence in yourself, even when you don't really have a reason to be, because it's that confidence is what's gonna give you that engine to keep going, to not give up, right? Because a lot of times we do something bad, it feel bad. We do something we shouldn't have done, or we just get in a place where we know we shouldn't have put ourselves in that situation, and then we get low confidence and we don't believe in ourselves, and then we just never act as if we can really come back or rise up really. So yeah, man, with anything, bro, when it comes to even I would say even relationships and dating and stuff, you know, have confidence in yourself even when you know you're not in the right place in life. Keep a high confidence in yourself even when you ain't got nothing to really be confident about, because I think that that's always a thing that's going to benefit you, especially as a black man, especially when you're in a place and in an environment where a lot of people don't even expect that much out of you, you know? And I think that that's not me trying to say focus on what people think about you, but understand that a lot of people are not really going to give you the benefit of the doubt. They're not going to, have a preconceived notion that you're smart or that you're capable of doing anything. So understand it's really up to you. Nobody's going to hand stuff out to you. Nobody's just going to, give you a freebie and hand you stuff, and you're just thinking life is going to be easy, and I think that's something to understand as a black man, and that really gives me the engine and the confidence to know that whatever I need to do, it's up to me, it's not up to anybody else. And that self-belief is something that's extremely important, and a lot of men don't have that, and that's why we don't get anywhere. And I think that you can apply this to areas like finances, the career you want, and also with like girls and stuff, like because I used to have a problem with that as well, where I just didn't have confidence in myself to I always had that inferior, not always had that inferior, but at times I had a inferior mindset where I was like, man, this girl will never talk to me, this girl don't like me, this girl ain't gonna do this. But you don't need to tell yourself no. You need to let that person, if that person actually don't like you, you need to let them tell you no, and not you, shut yourself down before you really even put yourself out there. So I think that's something that's very important, and I know a lot of guys may not go through that, but I think there's a lot of black men out there who maybe do have that issue. And yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got to say. Peace out.